chronic fatigue, brain fog, autoimmune symptoms. I thought I was stuck. But God used it all to change the way I see health and how I serve others today. Hey, I'm Melissa. If you've ever felt like your body is failing you, you are not alone. I want to take a few minutes to share my story, how I got here, why I care so deeply about health stewardship, and what led me to become a biblical health coach. Before I dive into my story, I want to let you know I've created a free reflection guide called More Than Self-Care. It walks through my 4 pillars of health stewardship with space to reflect, journal, and pray. If you're ready to take a first gentle step toward caring for your health with faith and intention, find that link down below. My journey into holistic health didn't start with me. It started with my husband. Around 1999 and 2000, he began having serious intestinal pain and other symptoms, and we really started to fear the worst, that it could even be something like cancer. Eventually, he was diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is an inflammatory bowel disease that is considered to be autoimmune. And that's when my Aunt Donna sent me what I think was a Garden of Life catalog. More than just a list of products. It was full of nutritional information and included the story of Jordan Rubin, who was the original founder of that supplement company. And from there, I bought his first book called Patient Heal Thyself, and that was my first step into the world of healing through nutrition. Over the years, I learned a lot about the food industry and government ties and how much of what we're told is driven more by profit than it is health. And so I don't believe everything just because it's mainstream. But I also don't believe everything in the natural space either. We live in a fallen world. People are flawed. Doesn't matter what kind of group they are in. That goes for me and you too. All of us are flawed. But God gave us our minds, and we are called to use them with prayer and discernment. And so that is what I have done over the past 20 plus years. So my own health decline started more slowly with things like low energy, brain fog, weight changes. By 2008 to 2010, I really started to feel like something was off and I just couldn't function well. Eventually, I was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. And because of all the things I'd been learning, I asked for the antibody test to test if it was autoimmune. And guess what? I tested really high for those. So the general consensus is that autoimmune means that the body is attacking itself. I'll have more on that in a minute. So I was not willing to accept that taking a pill for the rest of my life was my only answer. So that's when I discovered the autoimmune protocol, which is an elimination diet designed to remove things that are considered to be contributing to the inflammation and things going on when you're having a chronic illness like that. And changing my diet made a huge difference. The brain fog lifted, and I had energy and started to feel like myself again. So I stayed on the autoimmune protocol for nearly 2 years. And then by this time, I had a really busy high schooler who was playing travel hockey, and so life got busy. And I never did do the reintroduction phase of the autoimmune protocol. I let other things take priority, as that happens with most of us, right? So slowly, some of those old symptoms started coming back. In the last few years, I've since shifted my perspective. I no longer believe my body is attacking itself. I've come to understand that the body is actually doing its best to protect and adapt in the midst of an overloaded internal and external environment. I've shifted toward what's called a terrain-based holistic perspective, one that honors the way God designed our bodies to work. Our bodies are always speaking to us. We just need to learn how to listen. So, enter the year 2020. Y'all remember that year? I saw so much fear all around and so much confusion, even among my fellow believers. And that is when I decided to start a Facebook group, just to have a place to share truth and hope and encouragement. From there, I started a blog, which is now on Substack, and now I'm excited to be here on YouTube. I also became a certified biblical health coach. So it's my joy to walk alongside other women who are trying to care for their bodies, minds, and spirits to walk in wisdom, grace, and peace. I am not here because I have figured it all out. I have not. I've lost some ground that I once gained. I've had wins and failures, but I've also gained a deeper understanding of what it means to steward our health and not chase perfection. Stewardship is not about control or fear. It's about faithfulness in our walk with God. For my own health, I'm currently focused on restoring my sleep, thank you menopause, rebuilding strength, and listening to what my body needs. Everything I share is built on what I call the 4 pillars of health stewardship: nutrition, toxins, mindset, and body care. All grounded in faith and habits and aimed at living out your God-given purpose. I'll link to more info that I've written on those below. If you're ready to take steps toward faith-filled health stewardship, check out my free reflection guide that walks through the 4 pillars that I just mentioned, with space to pause, pray, and listen to what your body and the Lord may be asking you to notice. You'll find that link below. So that's a little of my story, and if you're here, I imagine you're on a journey too. I'd love to hear your story if you'd like to share it. And I hope you'll stick around, because I'll be sharing more about what I'm learning, what's working and what's not, and how we can support one another as we pursue health with grace and purpose. This is about more than just feeling better. It's about becoming stronger and more resilient so we can serve well in the places God has planted us. Thanks for being here, friend, and I wish you a wonderful rest of the day.